Can you see me, Tin Can? I had like we'll skip the Alright. Thank you. You as well. Uh Oh yeah, I do. I've got the loading theme.
Just
Okay,
as
let's
I
see what's going on
thought.
here.
Oh, you're totally defenseless around me.
The fuck is that? What is going on right there? Yeah, all right, so I'll be right back while I wait for this thing to I'll relaunch the game. And then I have to close the door and I've got a person who comes over to do like a deep clean of my house. So I gotta lock the door behind her. And I'll be back in just a second. I apologize for all the technical difficulties we're having here. I've been having a lot of technical difficulties these past few days. I'd say it's because I'm tired, but I'm not. I mean, I am tired, but I don't think that's it. All right, I'll be right back. All right, let me. Oh, looks like we're logged back in. Let's see if this fixed the issue.
No alarms tripped. Infiltration success.
Okay,
Adjutant. Surprise.
we're back in. My Botrix has joined the channel. So we'll go right into here. We'll do the Sands of Secrets again. Right to, let's see if I can find out where we were. So we were here. At her. We were in the... Where were we? We were... Right... Here. Almost. Here we are. No, we gotta go. We're going to the medical area. Alright, here we are. Half an hour later, outside the medical bay, I received results that were both reassuring and perplexing. Adjutant, we have figured out the situation. All of Fritia's physical parameters are stable. There is no immediate threat to life. What's the problem then? Well, the only anomaly lies in the activity level of her theotropic nerves. They're operating at over 3 times the normal level. However, alright, this is where we left off right here. The researcher handed me the report, her expression a mix of tension and confusion. This is the Tytogen concentration. This little number? Yes, and that's precisely the problem. We have run multiple tests, and the results are consistent. Technically, it's impossible for this level of Tytogen concentration to trigger flooding. Oh, is she flooding? Moreover, Fritia's condition doesn't match the typical symptoms of flooding. We even analyzed her turbo exosuit for potential side effects, but found nothing unusual. While it's true that these exosuits were developed using new technology derived from Woden's remains, none of the other users have exhibited similar anomalies. So it's not Tytogen, and it's not the exosuit. Are you saying her theotropic nerves just became hyperactive without any external stimuli? That's weird. It appears so. I feel like that's wrong. Usually if there's like a change in anything, I feel like there'd be like a cause, some sort of stimuli that's causing it. The issue must lie with the spindle system. I mean, obviously. Oh, there's one more thing, Adjutant. Freetia might actually be awake. Awake? I'm with him. What? While running diagnostics, we have also been testing her responsiveness using various stimuli. Turns out, she is able to react accurately to our interactions with her. In other words, apart from minor impairments in speech and mobility, she is actually fully conscious and aware of what's happening around her. So she's completely aware of everything going on. I see. Keep a close eye on her. I'll go find Director Tao. Tao's probably gonna be right here. No need. I'm already here. I knew it. Daijoubu. Everything will be fine because I am here. Tao just pulled an All Might. Director Tao's voice unexpectedly rang out from the end of the corridor. I turned in surprise to see her rounding the corner, striding purposefully toward me. There is only one plausible explanation left, and I think you've already figured it out. The situation isn't critical, but it will require your intervention. She's stuck in the spindle system. Why? Yep, that's what I was thinking. Do you remember Freetia's psychological evaluations? Or more specifically, the last time she had such an unusual reaction to something? Do you recall what it was like? Are you saying that she is so engrossed in the investigation that part of her consciousness refuses to leave the system? How is that even possible? It's entirely possible, yes. Because anime. Think about how the spindle system works. The spindle system works. It interfaces directly with the user's neural network, translating and reconstructing data uploaded by field agents through intentional disruptions to the user's consciousness. Man, that is some technical jargon if I've ever heard it. If the user resists these disruptions, the reconstructions become unstable, and the data distorts, effectively wasting the agent's work. However, if the user is highly receptive, driven by intense curiosity or a strong desire for answers... so should I help her realize this isn't real? I can log in, find her, and wake her up by telling her we're still at the company, not in Beijing. She's already aware of that. What you need to do is convince her to take a break. Let her know that this investigation is a process, not something that needs to be completed all at once. With that, she handed me a spindle headset and walked me into the medical. We're gonna talk to Free to be like, hey, stop working so hard. It's time to break. Freetia. Adjutant, hurry. New leads. We'll handle everything out here. Just focus on her. Thank you, Tao. I appreciate you handling the other stuff. Be careful. Freetia is caught in her insatiable curiosity. And you carry something similar deep down. So basically the adjutant might get sucked up in all this. Oh damn. Oh damn. Just remember why this system was built in the first place, and what the field agents risked their lives for. It's all to preserve Heimdall. In Heimdall, I think Heimdall's actually the name of a person in Norse mythology. I think he's the one with like the far-seeing eyes who guards the gates to Asgard. Without a moment's hesitation, I slipped the spindle headset back on. Tao's reminder was surely important, but at the moment, I couldn't think of anything else. Welcome back to the Spindle System, Adjutant. This is Boo Boo, and I have uploaded tons of data. Feel free to dig in. That didn't happen last time. Off? Give me just a second, guys. Cat time. Technically not a real cat stream because I brought him over here, but Boo Boo's cheerful voice guiding me. I plunged once more into that world teetering on the edge of illusion, reality. I opened my eyes in a place filled with greenery, water, and air, but no sign of Fritia. He wasn't here. Nor here. Fritia! Lesser Fritia. Off to the race? No, he's actually off to watch birds, probably. What he usually likes to do. This was pointless. Wandering aimlessly wouldn't get me anywhere. I had to think like her, to understand her mindset and obsessions. What had she discovered? Or rather, what was holding her back, keeping her mind tethered to this system? They said they gave what should have been offered to it to someone else. Who's this it? Oh, I forgot to try my best British voice. Gotta get back into the British accent. Not very good at those, though. Those were the desperate ramblings of the locals we encountered during the earlier mission. Now, Fritia kept repeating those words. Did she have followed Boo Boo's footsteps and found some locals to investigate? With this hypothesis in mind, I immediately began scanning my surroundings. Tire tracks, footprints, man-made paths, any trace would do. If I could find signs of local activity, perhaps, knowing how Fritia thinks, I could figure out where she had gone. Oh! We got a local popping out of nowhere with cleavage. As I followed a faint trail deeper into the oasis's dense greenery, the oversized leaves ahead suddenly parted, and several figures emerged right in front of me. Reflexively, my hand went to my holster, but before I could raise the muzzle, their conversation stopped me cold. Is it just me? Or did something just move over there? They were all female, their faces hidden beneath hooded cloaks. The one in front pointed hesitantly in my direction as she whispered to the others. There's nothing there. Come on, stay focused. We've got to get to the canyon before dark, or those guys with guns will catch us again and throw us back into the mine. I swear I saw nothing. Come on, we gotta move. One of the others clapped a hand on her shoulder, urging her away. Seriously, keep your curiosity in check. Around here, even something as absurd as worshipping the wrong god could happen. And if you stumble on something supernatural, well, it wouldn't be the first time. Just let it go. I wonder if they were talking about me, or if they meant if there was really something there. It was clear their reactions were genuine, which meant they can't see me. Of course they can't see you. There's a 6-month gap. This is Freetia, isn't it? Gap here. Temporal paradoxes aside, the spindle system isn't magical enough to rewrite the rules of reality, you know. Boo Boo? Nope, Freetia. Haha, nope. It's me. I figured it was Freetia. Glad my first guess was correct. Hey, Adjutant. Where are you looking? I'm behind you. Of course she is. Damn. You know, I normally go for the bustier characters, but that smile does things. And the fleshy snaggletooth. I'm beginning to see the vision. She is cute as fuck. That earlier voice definitely wasn't Freetia's. This wasn't the time to dwell on that. I turned toward the voice, and sure enough, there she was. Freetia was sitting on a rock jutting over a serene pond, her toes and socks set aside. Relaxed, she let her feet dangle in the cool water. I parted the low branches and made my way to the water's edge. She propped herself up with her hands on the rock, her intense gaze locked onto me. That is an intense-looking gaze right there. But it's not quite the gaze of someone who's about to engage in life-and-death combat. You must have been worried about me, right? Her opening remark said it all. The researchers were right. Freetia had been awake this whole time. You're such a mischievous girl. Mischievous? Ha ha ha. It's called scientific curiosity, thank you very much. But if you say so... Aha. What's she doing? Up. Foot scene. Might be my new favorite scene. Without warning, she splashed some water into the air, sending a spray of droplets right at me. Caught off guard, or more precisely, not expecting her to do that, the water landed squarely on my face and shoulders before I could react, soaking me through. Now that's your mischievous girl. Heh. I'm gonna get her back, right? I paused for a moment, not immediately responding to her childlike mischief as the cool water trickled down my skin. A familiar sensation of stifling heaviness washed over me. Hydrogen. It's in the water? I know, right? Agent Boo Boo was right. This place is riddled with horrible secrets. Horrible secrets. I was going to log out with you two right after we finished the simulated battle, but I just couldn't shake some lingering questions. And the longer I stayed, the more accustomed my body became to the system. So I figured I'd stick around a bit longer and dig deeper. Deeper. But the deeper I went, the more unsettling my findings. Before I knew it, I'd wandered too far in and let her mischievousness get the better of her. Oh, and you realized that you were stuck in the system. So she is stuck in the system. Exactly. Ugh, this is embarrassing. A professor trapped in her own class. Guess that makes me an impatient student, here to remind the professor that class is over. You said it, not me. I can't laugh with a British accent. I'm sorry, you guys. She laughed heartily, her legs swinging in the water. Tilting her head back, she let her gaze wander to the sky, lost in thought for a moment before meeting my eyes again. You know, Adjutant, I'm actually a little upset right now. Oh? Do you remember Fritia's psychological evaluations? Right, this is the flashback. Or more specifically, the last time she had such an unusual reaction to something. Do you recall what it was like? I can see that, but I'd like to hear more about it from you. I haven't been here much longer than you, but I've stumbled across some new leads. Even overheard fragments of the conversations Boo Boo had with the locals back then. This place named Beiting, it's seen things. Horrible, terrible things. It's bad enough that their material conditions are so dire, but their minds are trapped in a pit of blind faith, clinging to beliefs they can't even begin to understand. Interesting. And if Boo Boo's findings are accurate, it gets worse. Even the beliefs these people once held sacred have been tampered with. Tampered with by Theta, maybe? Blind faith is already troubling as it is, but now it's tipping into something far more dangerous. Are you saying this has something to do with Rosen? Or maybe Theta? It's definitely Theta. I haven't figured out who's behind it yet, but you should first get a clearer picture of how they pulled it off. She took a deep breath, grabbed my hand, and led me to a shattered and weathered statue lying toppled near the pond's edge. I've been curious about these bulbous-headed statues. Bulbous-headed statues. If they represent a deity the locals once worshipped, why are some still standing, tall, while others lie toppled and decayed like this? Good question. We gave what should have been offered to it to someone else. If this is the it they were talking about, then who is someone else? And what did they offer? I'm actually wondering what the thing they gave is. And what did they give away? To figure that out, I did this. She grasped my wrist and pressed my palm against the stone surface of the toppled statue. Instantly, a faint pulse of Tytogen surged through my palm and into my veins. Concentration's quite low, but uniformly distributed. She delivered each word with sharp, decisive certainty, her eyes gleaming with a rare determination. The tree in Shuozhou is nowhere near Beiting, and there's no record of Tytogen contamination or Titan activity here. But according to Boo Boo's last investigation 6 months ago, the plants, soil, rocks, and even water, everything in Beiting was already tainted with Tytogen. So the Tytogen was there long before the investigation? And it's so evenly spread that it feels deliberate, almost like someone carefully calculated the dosage and spread it systematically across the area. So someone injected Tytogen into this entire land. I wonder how you evenly spread Tytogen across such a wide area. I've been sitting by that pond, thinking over and over, and there's really only one explanation for all of this. You are suggesting there's a source of Tytogen contamination here, hidden deep underground? And that's where that's what's in the mine. Exactly. And whoever's behind it must also be the one who hurt Boo Boo. She let go of my wrist, clenching her fists so tightly her knuckles turned white. Her head dipped low, visibly struggling to contain her anger. First, my drones were used by bad guys to terrorize innocent people. And now, the spindle system that I designed to protect everyone has left a brave, hard-working field agent in a coma. Mitya. I gently called her name and pulled her into my arms. This isn't your fault. Don't take the blame for the real perpetrator. I'm not that stupid. I know I'm not the one who should pay for this. Right now, I don't want to waste time piecing things together bit by bit. She's definitely feeling guilty. She might not be stupid, but she's definitely feeling guilty. Boo Boo uploaded 3 complete, independent datasets to the spindle system, and we are only working through the first. I need to speed this up. I have to know what these people are blindly worshipping, and more importantly, I need to find out who could do something so cruel to these already isolated locals. Her compassion burned into anger, and that anger fueled a fierce resolve. She trembled in my arms, her hands clutching at my sleeves as if bracing herself for my answer and command. The sheer intensity and complexity of her emotions were likely the root cause of her hyperactive theotropic nerves, the very reason her consciousness hadn't been able to leave the spindle system. Ritia. Yes? Let's go pick a fight. Huh? Let off some steam. Clear our heads. After that, we'll come back and get to the bottom of all this. All right. Oh, she looks excited. I'm excited too. I enjoy kicking ass. The adjutant is back. How is she? She's fine. Reconnect the combat module and get Yao. I trailed off mid-sentence, suddenly aware of something unusual. I was lying on a spare bed in the medical bay, but instead of a pillow, my head was resting on something else. A pair of thighs? Is this a lap pillow? This is a lap pillow. This is a lap pillow. I wonder how meaty her thighs are. How soft are they? Get me to do what, exactly? She gently raised her thigh beneath my head, causing my neck to tilt slightly with the motion. Didn't I tell you to get some rest? What are you doing back here? How can I sleep when you're working yourself to the bone? As she spoke, she deftly fitted herself with the spindle system's headset. That's not the Tao. The Yao I know is lazy. All right, let's get to work. Odd girl. Odd girl. Breaking point. You know, we'll do this. This feels a bit more, right. Even though we're probably still not going to use Yao. Cutscenes. Oh my. I wonder what happened. What are they running from? Oh boy, boulder. Warning, danger. Get to a safe. Oh, snap. Uh-oh. That was not good. Ah! Damn it. No, we're not gonna skip. I can do this. There we go. Yeah. That's how you do it. Uh-oh. Never mind. Oh, well at least... Oops. No! I can do this! Oh. Damn it. I swear I can do this, you guys. I'm not skipping. Screw you. I got this. There we go. Wait, what? No, I had that. Damn it. I missed that jump. No, I got this. Holy shit. I don't got this. This is more difficult than I thought. Whoosh. Alright, we're there. Oh, so I can't use her thingy thing, her turbo system. I do it like that. There we go. And now we'll go like this. There we go. There. I did it. I did it. Oh, thank God. And whoop. Boom. Boom.
Your defeat was statistically inevitable.
Boom. Uh-oh.
Who needs this the most?
Wild that headshots don't just kill them immediately. Oops. 1, 2. No more. Alright, keep going. One, two. Anyone else? Oh, he's still alive? Broseph. Oh, we got more of this coming in. Okay. I got this, though. I got this. I think I got the hang of this, so we can do it. Let's go.
Who needs this the most?
Ah! Up. I got this. I still got this. We can do this. Wonder what these are even for. Like, why have like random ass platforms?
Is anybody hurt?
Okay, there we go. Ah, did it.
I'm yours. Forever and ever, Adjutant.
Okay. Amongst the gaps in armed engagements, I once again discovered some investigation data Boo Boo had hastily inserted into this combat module. This time, she had slipped into a space that looked like a shrine. She was crouching against a wooden column, letting the shadows envelop her as she quietly monitored the interior. My revered god, please forgive me. Oh, it's a timid local. I remember her. Under the shrine's central offering platform knelt a local, clad in a cloak, hands clasped, murmuring softly in prayer. Though I do not know your sacred name, nor the visage you bear, nor even the full measure of the blessings you have bestowed upon this land, none. This land is a wasteland. The elders have always taught us that to be born in Beiting is to be chosen as one of your children. As one of your chosen, after what I have done, I know I must humble myself before you and confess. Gosh, the truth is that deep down, we of the younger generation, we've never really believed in your existence. Snap. It's sort of like how kids raised with Christian parents end up not being Christian. We never believed in the legends about you, thinking of them as nothing but chains that held us back from leaving here. It's we who took away your so they took away the worship until even your revered name faded from memory. So, how did that work? Her teeth rattled and her breath quickened, with tears thickening her voice. The incoherence in her words made it difficult to discern if it was penitence or prayer. From behind the column, one could only see the figure by the offering table trembling fiercely, her kotos hitting the ground like her head was hammering nails. That brings a disturbing image. Each bow dragged her deeper into a frenzy, her motions trembling on the edge of collapse. After a brief hesitation, Boo drew a unique, finely crafted bone whistle from her pocket and began to play a strange tune. This is... What is this? It was a melody I had never heard before, but the local girl's response told me it was probably a familiar tune to generations of Beiting people. My revered God, are you answering my call? But this can't be true, can it? I wonder what the song is. Definitely not. Her words cut through the air, sharp and decisive, as she made her way out from behind the column. You're the one who came to purchase land. The outsider. I wonder where the candid local is. Seriously, the outsider buying land? Let the act. We're well past pretending now. I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you do. Whatever. You might not get it, but the suit you torched outside? Yeah, it totally understood what was going on. What? What exactly do you want from me? I already helped you once. I want to know exactly what she did. I feel like I'm missing pieces to a puzzle. Boo sharp words tore through her disguise, and panic flooded her face instantly. But it was the helplessness and confusion that truly overwhelmed her. Why is it always like this with you outsiders? Why can't you just leave? There's nothing here worth staying for. Even we are trying to leave this place behind. Keep going. I'm all ears. What more do you need to hear? You should leave while you still can, before the ones with guns spot you. I won't tell a soul you've been here. Nope, not happening. Like I said before, I'm in the business of saving folks in trouble. I'm with the timid local. What kind of joke is that? Boo the Geomancer would never joke about such a thing. That's such a Chinese sentence. If she had said something like, your father, I would not have been surprised. And can you ever read any Chinese novels, any Chinese web novels by chance? Boo smile vanished as she locked her gaze onto the local girl with piercing intensity. Her unrelenting stare held steady until the defiance in the girl's eyes faded. If you ever get the chance, read my stuff instead. But I'm sure you've noticed in Chinese novels, especially like the martial arts ones, where like one of the arrogant young masters will go, "I, your father, will put you down," or "You are courting death. You are courting death. I, your father." That's always a funny sentence when I read it, because it doesn't sound proper. Boo Boo's smile vanished as she locked her gaze onto the local girl with piercing intensity. Her unrelenting stare held steady until the defiance in the girl's eyes faded completely. Boo Boo must have quite the stare. Too bad all I can see are her hips and her boobs. You helped me out, preventing your friend from grabbing my weapon. You also distracted the Taigu Connect soldiers pursuing me, and you didn't tell them where I was. I owe you for that. That's why I'm here, looking for you instead of your selfish companion, who couldn't care less about others. You're kind and honest, the type who just can't help but speak the truth. The truth needs an audience. It needs to be heard by a hero who can change the course of everything here. Are you trying to tell me that you are the hero? No, she's actually talking about... I guarantee she's talking about the adjutant. Me? Of course not. It's a bit hard to explain, but just consider me as the hero's eyes and ears. What I hear, he hears. And what I see, he sees too. Beiting is crawling with eyes and ears. Yep. And the big names are all watching. Well, now that you're saying all this, let me guess. You've already prepared a way to get the truth past all those eyes and ears? Boo Boo's clever perceptiveness caught the other girl off guard, her eyes widening in surprise. How'd you know that? Are you a messenger sent by our revered god to save... No, fuck no. Fuck your god. Stop talking about your revered god. There's no god here, and you're fully aware of that. But indeed, I do have a talent for delivering messages that predict the future. How do you think I got my title as the Geomancer? So, is this a can you tell me this? Is this a self-proclaimed title, or did she actually like earn this title? The Geomancer. All right. If that's the case, please take this. After a long and tense silence, the local stood up, took off her big scarf, and solemnly handed it over to Boo Boo. I don't dare to hope, but if that hero you spoke of truly hears and sees, self-proclaimed. And that's what I was thinking. That's what I thought. I was 100% certain that it was self-proclaimed. Thank you, Cal. I pray he can find a way to save this place from despair. What's this? I agree. What's this? The truth. This was the only possible way I could think of to record the truth. What's the what? You're leaving us right there? Oh no. Alright, I gotta figure out what this truth is. What did that timid local give to Boo Boo? You know, snipers are kind of sexy. Alright, let's go.
It's like they don't even calculate their odds of success. Time for a
1, 2, 3. Whoop. 1, 2. That's it. Oh. 1, 2, 3. One.
This gun doesn't have an auto-load program? Time for... Is anybody hurt?
No.
It's like they don't even calculate their odds of success.
I really do. Playing her like this, I really do understand like how good she is as a playable character. 1, 2, and there's one more over there. I like the auto-locking mechanism. Boom, boom, boom.
My bullets are faster than even my turbo. That's their weakness? Noted.
Pretty sure that was
Who
not a
uses this
weakness.
the most?
Alright, we
My
did it. Let's
reward
go.
Is you.
My reward is you, stamped and approved.
Stamped and approved.
That's like when you're stamping waifus. Woo! Let's do this. Okay, here we go. This is the story of the divine bird and the sinister worm. Quite the tale. A long, long time ago, when the desert was a vast ocean, and the mountains slumbered beneath the waves, the homeless and the wandering prayed to a god for a sanctuary to call their own. They yearned for a life on solid ground, just like their blessed kin, and for that, they were willing to pay any price. In response, the god sent a bird. With its sharp beak and claws, it painstakingly brought soil, plants, and stone to toss into the boundless sea, slowly transforming it into land. That'd be a shit ton load of dirt to toss into the sea to make land. At first, the people waited patiently, their prayers brimming with hope and gratitude. But as time wore on and progress was slow, patience turned to frustration, and their reverence curdled into resentment. Once they realized the price was an eternity of waiting, and that the promised land might never surface, they stripped the god of its visage in anger, and turned their hopes to the sinister worm, which had long rooted deep in the earth, growing larger with every passing day. Oopsies, with every passing day, as it burrowed aimlessly underground. Thus deserts arose and mountains stretched toward the heavens. The faceless god became a hollow puppet, a testament to failure, standing amidst the sand and winds. Yet, the divine bird still tirelessly traversed between the ocean and the deserts, its cries echoing as it brought faint blessings to this isolated, forsaken land. Nope, I can't read anymore. What's all this not? Yes, what is all this nonsense? I'm wondering, is this a real story? Is this based on some sort of Chinese mythology or something? Crazy story. She furrowed her brow, puffing out her cheeks in frustration, before tossing the cloth covered in scribbles onto the coffee table. With an exasperated sigh, she threw herself back onto the sofa. And I'm guessing that's the cloth with scribbles? 4 hours ago, after reliving another of Boo Boo's combat encounters in the Spindle system, Yao and I had successfully brought Fritia out. The intelligence we had retrieved was now being meticulously analyzed by various departments. The cloth Fritia had been poring over was one such piece of evidence. Using 3D printing, we had managed to recreate certain physical artifacts from Bubu's findings, ones that were otherwise inaccessible, to help us better understand what she had uncovered. That particular piece of cloth had been handed to Bubu during her mission 6 months ago by the last Beiting local she had made contact with. I'm sorry. This is all I can do. People here no longer dare, nor are we allowed to speak the truth. I keep getting spam calls and it sucks. So, is the truth hidden somewhere between these lines? This story reads like a cipher. Fragments of altered folklore stitched together to conceal a hidden message. Classic coded narrative technique. You know, when I think cipher, the first thing I think of actually is Halo 2. That was the first time I'd ever heard the word cipher. So young. They say they're too scared or forbidden to speak the truth. Yet they secretly leave written clues for outsiders. The people here are real characters. You said it, Yao. Weirdos. I don't follow. One simple hypothesis is that the people there want to be saved. They're waiting for outsiders like Bubu to uncover the truth and free them. And a more cynical take would be that they're just biding their time, enduring their misery quietly, while quietly looking for the right opportunity to break free. There you go again with your conspiracy theories. Loosen up a little, will you? You don't have to chase down every possibility to the very end. Don't you get tired? I do get tired. Didn't you see me falling asleep at my desk? Leaning forward, she looped her arms around my neck from behind, resting her chin on my shoulder, while her sharp eyes focused on the cloth sprawled across the coffee table. The superstition is real, and so is some of what's written here. We just need to figure out what's truth and what's smoke and mirrors. Something doesn't add up. Oh, Changxing is here. What do you mean? Changxing, who had been quietly sitting at the far end of the couch, suddenly spoke up. She reached out, picking up the cloth lying on the table. If this cloth was meant to deliver a message to the outside world, why would they lie about the most critical detail? Lie? About what exactly? Basics. Something so fundamental that even a child wouldn't fall for it. Anyone who's been to Beiting would notice the glaring hole in their story immediately. I'm assuming Changxing knows because she's from somewhere close to Beiting? I don't know. Adjutant, do you remember this? That's the god statue, the statue that had fallen in the water, right? That's... Oh, wait. Why do you have it? She held a small wooden carving, something I had made from memory after logging off the Spindle system. I borrowed it from the Intelligence Analysis Department. They said you carved this because some of the data couldn't be recreated with 3D printing. I wonder why some of the data couldn't be recreated. Yeah, that's right. Is something wrong with it? Oh, there's plenty wrong. This thing shouldn't even exist in Beiting. Or more precisely, nothing like it existed there 12 years... Okay, 12 years ago, nothing existed. So, sometime after that, these things were made. She let out a soft smirk and placed the wooden carving, an accurate replica of the statue we saw in Beiting, onto the coffee table with a firm thud. The crisp sound of the carving hitting the table was like a resonating gong, striking deeply into the hearts of everyone present. Coming from anyone else, such a claim might have been met with skepticism. But this was Chang Xing. Her word was beyond question. Even with our recent experience of intense simulated combat, a shiver still ran down our spines. Fritia practically sprang upright, like a startled fish, her body taut, as she fixed an eager, wide-eyed gaze on Chang Xing. I knew it! I knew there was something fishy going on here! Quick, spill it already! Oh damn. Calm your tits, Fritia! Gosh, it's actually quite straightforward. 12 years ago, I took a trip to Beijing. Oh shit, no kidding! Bit delayed. Beijing is a province of Shuozhou where... Yep, and that's what I was thinking. Roughly based on China. That makes a lot of sense. I actually didn't realize China had a desert. That's kind of wild. I mean, I guess it makes sense because China is so big. It's such a vast piece of land that I guess it does make sense that there actually is like desert there, but I've never actually heard of that. So I appreciate the information, Tin Can. That actually explains a lot. And Beijing and Shuozhou are both very Chinese names. Like, I'd almost consider like Beijing like Beijing. Beijing. My family brought me along to visit a distant relative. We drove across the desert plains of Beijing. Did you stop anywhere along the way? No. For Shuozhou people, Beijing has always been a taboo subject. People avoid discussing it, let alone interacting with the locals. Back then, because of some sensitive family matters, the elder wanted to keep a low profile. So we took a route almost no one else would, one that happened to pass through Beijing. It was August, blistering hot, with the sun beating down relentlessly. I was just a child and didn't know any better, so I rolled down the window to look outside. One of the elders scolded me right away. That's why I remember that day so vividly. The elder told me Beijing was a place outsiders could never truly understand. A land where people lived solely off what the land could offer. At first, I didn't connect that memory with our investigation. But after seeing this carving, it all started to click. Fritia, do you remember the details about those stone statues you saw? Details? Well, so far, I've only seen two types. Ooh. Some stand upright, stretching tens or even hundreds of meters high. That is a big-ass statue! So, quick lore dive. I'm not good at distances. When I write a story, because I'm so used to feet, I usually use the metric system, but because I'm so used to feet, when I'm writing a story, I'll basically replace feet with meters. So I'll write something like, the bedroom was 100 square meters, and that's huge. That's massive. That's like a football field. So for something to be 100 meters high, that's gigantic. You'd think they'd work as landmarks, but they don't help with navigation at all. As for their arrangement, it's completely random. If you try to follow them, you'll just end up lost. And even though you mentioned those statues weren't around 12 years ago, they look quite old. Do they look badly damaged or withered? The overall shapes are intact, but up close, Their surfaces are a mess. And here's the strange part. The damage doesn't seem like natural erosion. So basically, someone made these statues and weathered them themselves. Like they're basically man-made to be weathered, to look old. This is especially true for the toppled ones. Normally, in a place like Beijing where earthquakes are rare, something that massive wouldn't just topple over unless either they were built on unstable ground and collapsed over time, or someone deliberately demolished them with explosives. But the way those statues lie on the ground doesn't match either scenario, so they were probably built and just placed on the ground. What do you mean? There are no blast holes, and their bases show no signs of structural failure. It's almost like the statues came to life and just lay down on their own. Or someone built them that way. And here's the most unusual part. Both the standing and toppled statues contain traces of Titagen. The adjutant and I both felt it. If there's a metaphor that fits, it's like someone introduced Titagen into them, like termites eating away at wood from the inside. Hey Adjutant, do you think it's possible the statues collapsed due to Titagen corrosion? Like what happened in New Hentiro? She hit upon exactly what I had been pondering. But even that plausible explanation had its flaws. The amount of Titagen in the statues was minimal, hardly enough to cause such damage. There are two things that don't add up. First, with such a small amount of Titagen, it would take ages to cause a collapse. Second, why are some statues still standing while others have collapsed? Hold on a sec. There's something obviously odd that neither of you has brought up yet, though I'm not sure how big a deal it is. Knowing that there's something odd we haven't brought up yet, it's probably a big deal. What is it? And my watch is telling me we gotta get moving. What are we gonna be doing today? For today, try a stretch. So we did not do the stretches last time, and we're gonna do them this time. Here we go. You guys ready for this? We're doing squats to stay up. Let's do this, you guys. If you can, stand with me and do the squats. We're doing this. Let's go. I gotta get rid of this. Put that down. We're doing it. Exercise stream. Let's go. For the curious, when you lift one leg, straighten it out, and go down only on one leg, that's called a pistol squat. I do feel like the blood's flowing a little bit more now. There are no traces of any statues in the middle of the desert, but around the oasis, they're suddenly everywhere. Doesn't that strike you as odd? That is odd. Doesn't that mean there's gotta be something near the oasis? Yeah, ooh. Yao swung her long legs, over the back of the couch and settled into her signature laid-back sprawl on the cushions. Then, she pointed out something so subtle that all of us had overlooked it, considering how big... Oh. My bad, you guys. I apologize for that. I apologize. I forgot to change the screen. So I will say, I don't think that's a subtle change. I think that's pretty big. The fact that we missed it is kind of shocking. Think about it. If we take Changqing's memory as a baseline, these statues must have been built within the last 12 years. From what we have learned, Beiting is isolated, unwelcoming to outsiders, with some unique local customs. If these statues were meant to reinforce that image, wouldn't it make sense to place them out in the open desert, like gatekeepers, or big warning signs to keep outsiders away? Outsiders. Right. The locals did refer to Bubu as an outsider. But instead, what did they do? They turned the desert into an intricate maze, so cleverly designed that even we got lost. And the statues? They're tucked away in the oasis and deep within the canyon, as if someone was trying to keep them out of sight. If these statues were built by the locals, this doesn't at all align with their supposed intentions. Then, if it wasn't the locals who built them, Taigu Connect, the Beiting division, the mercenaries, yes, the mercenaries. And they're probably working for Theta, maybe? These days, it's not uncommon for logistics companies to maintain armed security forces for safer transport. Those guys we saw through Bubu's eyes, they were far more dangerous than what you'd typically expect from a logistics escort team. Statues were built by someone. The Taitogen inside them was placed there by human hands. The locals of Beiting, they've been victims all along. So when Bubu reached out to them, or rather, when the Taigu Connect mercenaries found out the locals were interacting with her, I see. Nothing there. Come on, stay focused. We've got to reach the canyon before dark. Ah, were those guys with the gun catch us again and throw us back in the mine? I think I get it. Mine. Mine? What are you mumbling about, Adjutant? Hand me that cloth, quickly. Give it to me. Give it to me. My head was swimming, juggling too many pieces of information from too many sources. Couldn't even tell which ones were reliable. Yet, somewhere deep within my subconscious, a coherent thread had already begun to weave itself together. Sure. Here you go. Grabbing the scarf-like cloth from Phrygia, I quickly scanned for the lines that had been nagging at me. There it is. So there's what? They stripped the god of its visage in anger, and turned— oh yeah, this is the story— turned their hopes to the sinister worm, which had long rooted deep in the earth, growing larger with every passing day as it burrowed aimlessly into the ground. I'm gonna assume this is an allegory for Theta's company, or maybe the mercenaries. Thus deserts arose and mountains stretched toward the heavens. The faceless god became a hollow puppet, a testament to failure standing amidst the sands and winds. Yet the divine bird still tirelessly traversed between the ocean and the desert, its cries echoing as it brought faint blessings to this isolated, forsaken land. Even the blessings were twisted and suppressed. For the sinister worm pledged itself to outsiders, and the new god the locals exalted, and reshaped its flesh into the Iron Ouroboros, guarding the underground palace. We didn't get this part. This part was not part of that story. I think Fritia just got upset and stopped reading after a certain point. A carefully constructed riddle. Adjutant, have you figured something out? Feng Xing, earlier, you mentioned that 12 years ago, one of your family elders said the people of Beiting lived solely off what the land could offer. Were those their exact words? Yes, lived solely off what the land could offer. Hey, do you know if there are mines or other similar operations around Beiting? Can't say for sure, but I do know my family once held an ancestral property deep in Beiting. It's been abandoned for years, though. Yeah, I was onto something. Why would your family just throw away a property like that? Did something happen? I'm surprised they had property in Beiting at all. Because... it has ties to Theta. Oh, snap. Okay. Theta. Yes. It was a long time ago. Back then, Theta was pretty close with the G family and began assisting in managing the property. After the G family hit hard times, Theta severed all ties with us. For reasons I'm not clear, none of the remaining family members took over that property. Adjutant, if you think it might be an important lead, I can start digging into it immediately. Yes, please. Leave no stone unturned. I do think that's probably really important. Considering the next part of the chapter 14 is Chang Xing's chapter, I'm fairly certain that the mansion is somehow important. Chang Xing rose briskly and headed straight toward the office building's entrance. Fritia, who had been sitting next to her, widened her eyes, glancing back and forth between Yao and me. Then, as if reaching a breaking point, she abruptly got up and stepped in front of me. She wants to know what's going on. Would you two please not leave me in the dark like this? I still don't have a clue. Yeah, Fritia's only genius seems to be in regards to, like, heck. Oh? It's not like that, Professor Fritia. Honestly, I'm just as lost as you are. Adjutant, please don't talk in riddles. I'm not cut out for mental gymnastics. It's exhausting. You know what? I'm with Yao. I'm not cut out for mental gymnastics either. Stand up. Holding their hands, one on each side, I stood up as they looked at me in bewilderment. No more riddles. Let's go somewhere we can find evidence, lay out the facts, and connect the dots. Man, he's getting decisive. We are doing this. Moments later, I led the two of them back into the spindle system to dive deeper into the data Boo Boo had left behind. Right now, or rather, 6 months ago, this exact moment, Beiting was nearing dusk. In the valleys shaded by mountains, some areas were already enveloped in darkness. Seems like time doesn't flow the same here as in reality. I've been trying to wrap my head around just how much Boo Boo managed to pull off since we first logged in. In less than a day, she infiltrated this deep into Beiting from the outskirts, solo, while facing those brutal fights. Imagine how powerful she would be if she became a manifestation. If she really did all that, just calling her a field agent feels like an understatement. I agree. The system might be functional now, but it's still far from perfect. It can't fully convert every second of a field agent's experiences into recorded data yet. signal interference, environmental factors, psychological conditions. There are so many technical issues we haven't tackled. Right now, we can only see the parts Boo chose to upload, which is why piecing together her entire investigation is so difficult. Adjutant, you said we're here to find evidence. What exactly are we looking for? We're looking for the Iron Ouroboros. So that's probably gonna lead to the mine, would be my guess. Iron what now? Tell you what. Let me share a story. If you still don't know what we're looking for by the end, we'll log out and get some rest while waiting for Chang Xing's findings. Is it going to be a long story? Very long, very boring. You're probably gonna fall asleep pretty. Just a few lines. Oh, I was wrong. Two of them exchanged glances, then plopped down on the ground in unison, looking at me with amused curiosity, ready to hear an intriguing tale. But it's actually gonna be very boring. First time hearing a story from you in a place like this. Alright, let's hear it. 12 years ago, there were no statues in Beiting, but the locals had their own beliefs. At some point during these 12 years, someone, or perhaps a group of people whose identities remain unknown, began meddling in this secluded, insular place for their own selfish reasons. They turned Beiting into their personal testing ground, using the Taigu Connect mercenaries as their eyes and hands. They transformed the surrounding desert into a maze designed to disorient intruders. In the oasis and canyon, they erected colossal statues. They took control of the locals, stripping away both their freedoms and their faith. Stripped away their faith? That's what he said. Exactly. Remember what Boo Boo overheard during the battle? We gave what should have been offered to it someone else. So they were talking about faith. It refers to the deity the locals originally worshipped. Then, according to the writing on the cloth, it must be the one they prayed to for land. Oh, and here's another interesting detail. Do you remember what those people were wearing? Taigu Connect uniforms. Some of the mercenaries doing the dirty work for the outsiders were recruited from the local population, right? Sharp as ever. I'm starting to piece it all together. Good job, Freetia. In that case, how about you take over and continue the story for me, Professor? Yeah? Good old Professor. Sure thing, I'm up for it. What do you say, Yao? I'm with the Adjutant. Can't wait to hear Professor Freetia spin a tale. She does make a good storyteller, because she's... Alright, first off, let me decode that confusing mess written on that piece of cloth. I had to admit, once our little genius's mind clicked together into gear, her ability to zero in on the key points was truly remarkable. Simply put, a group of outsiders came here and struck a deal with the locals. Given everything we already know, if the divine bird represents the way people of Beiting used to live, then the sinister worm, or Iron Ouroboros, must symbolize the new way of life brought by these outsiders, something that completely reshaped everything for the locals. Rooted deep in the earth, burrowed aimlessly underground, the mine lived off what the land could offer, the G family's ancestral property. All these seemingly unrelated places might actually point to the same thing. Right beneath Beiting, under our very feet, there's likely a mine producing some unknown mineral that has Titan inside of it would be. Hold on a second. Didn't this whole investigation start because we received that report? Exactly. The report claimed that awakening dust contains a mineral that likely originated from Beiting. Looking at it now, everything here has probably been nothing more than a distraction, a trap set by our enemies to mislead us. Damn. Not surprised, though. Exactly. This entire place is riddled with distractions. The desert's labyrinthine terrain, statues, the local customs, the superstition, and the confusing lore. Everything here is designed to misdirect us. So none of this is actually important. It's just a distraction. Their common purpose is to hide one thing, to keep anyone from asking one specific question. You mentioned earlier that it's like someone evenly spread titan across the place, so its source must be underground. But what exactly is down there? Now your guess is as good as mine. Just like before, Yao bent down, scooped up a handful of sand, and let it sift through her fingers. Only this time, there was a steely determination in her gentle movements. Bingo! Who brought it here? How they did it? And why they did it? It all boils down to these questions. That's the case, Boo Boo must have uncovered some truths related to the questions. It's why she was targeted. Exactly. So all we need to do now is ignore the noise and stay focused on the data Boo Boo left. Fritia, watch your step. Uh-oh. What happened here? Yao's sudden warning cut Fritia off. Mid-step, her foot hovering in the air. Three of us simultaneously looked in the direction under her foot, and there it was. The mine? Oh. Look at that. There's our evidence. It's really interesting. I thought this was like a sock, but it's almost like it's melted into her flesh. Right, we know what this is. I think. So beautiful. Like an otherworldly iris, there grew a strange flower, blooming defiantly amidst the barren, gravelly terrain. Doesn't look like something that someone planted here, does it? Beamed at Yao and me, gesturing for us to join her, admiring the flower up close. So delicate. Look at the texture of these petals, the veins in the leaves. So real. If I had also been here 6 months ago, I would have taken it back and preserved it as a specimen. Reached out toward the flower as she spoke, as if she could pluck its delicate bloom, claim it for her own. But such an act, defying the divide of time and space between now and then, proved futile. The flower seemed to have a will of its own. Its petals began to fall away before our eyes, swirling gracefully in the still air. She looks sad now. In the blink of an eye, it vanished completely, leaving only a familiar, stifling heaviness seeped into my senses. Such a shame. It looked so beautiful, delicate, and innocent, and yet it reeked of poison. Emerging from the ground, crafted with such exquisite detail and precision, whoever made this must be a master manipulating Tytogen. Adjutant, that Rosen lady capable of something like this, she? Can't rule out others entirely, though. Yeah, I don't think it was her. Before I could respond, Fritia had already voiced my thoughts. What surprised me was the familiar yet rare tone in her voice. It was the voice of Fritia Ignis, the resolute Heimdall operative, ready for battle with steely determination. This flower is like an invitation to an academic conference. It conveniently grew right here, waiting for us to notice it, only to wither away the moment we did. I understood the implication behind her words. This Titagen flower, blooming 6 months ago, yet now revealing itself in such a fleeting, deliberate passion, was indeed too coincidental. And by seeing it and understanding its significance, it becomes something more, an open challenge. Let's move. It's clear what we have to do next. Huh? Let's help Boo Boo finish what she started. Then that's the end of the cutscene. Oh my god, my throat's so sore. Killing me. How far are we? We're almost done. I think I could potentially finish. I think we're gonna finish this one. Do my best. Let's go.
Time for a firepower showcase! It's like they don't even calculate their odds of success!
She really is
Is anybody
overpowered.
hurt?
Like, if you use her properly, this is like it's like stupid overpowered.
Stay where you are! That's their weakness? Noted.
That it? That's it.
Adjutant, tell me, can you see any improvement?
No. What kind of improvement is she looking for, I wonder? Hands off so we can do the cutscene.
I found a good position, Adjutant. Professor Frisia's line of sight is crystal clear. Professor Frisia is a patient hunter.
Uh,
I knew you'd catch me, Adjutant.
boss monster? Yep, Iron Ouroboros, the Unchained Beast. You know, the animation here is kind of weird, like the way they do like the words for the sound effects. I feel like it doesn't fit. So I appreciate the attempts.
Time for a firepower showcase.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, the 2D comic effect thingy. Exactly what I was talking about. Oh. Come!
Time for a firepower showcase! Is my combat power inversely proportional to my height?
Inversely proportional to my
What do you
height.
think? Is it Professor Freesia super reliable?
Very reliable. Super, super reliable. Alarm clock ring. Alarm clock ring. Ah! What the heck? This stupid thing. I swear I turned it off. Oh, Fanny. I'm glad Fanny's in this again. I've noticed, like, her and a few others are regulars in this game. They just show up all over. Fanny. He slept long enough. Time to wake him up anyway. Life. What's the rush? It's not like anyone from the office is banging on the door yet. Oh no, darling, don't wake up. Just go back to sleep, okay? Before I could fully open my eyes, her hand gently covered them. A soft weight settled on my chest, accompanied by a familiar sweet fragrance wafting through the air. How long have I been sleeping? About half a day. How are you feeling? Still tired? She must have been sitting at the edge of the bed. I could feel her carefully tucking the blanket around me. Much better now. How are Fritia and Yao? They're both fine, don't worry. We made sure they got their nutrient packs and full checkups before sending them back to their rooms. They're probably still asleep. The mattress bounced slightly as Fenny rolled off me and nestled beside me. Her hand, which had been covering my eyes, slid down, her fingers gently tracing along my cheek. Seriously, darling, you need to take it easy. Do you have any idea how worried I was yesterday? I came home from work only to be told that the three of you were still hooked up to that spindle system thing. Sorry? So I grabbed Wednesday and we rushed to the monitors and oh boy, all the readings were off the charts. Were you trying to give us a heart attack? Yes. Hello, I'm talking to you. Respond to Fanny's affection. What are we gonna do? Instead of replying with words, I chose a better way to ease her worries. I tilted my head toward her, leaning my face closer. Kiss. We're kissing, right? Always so cheeky. Pressed her lips against my cheek, leaving a warm, lingering kiss. With that, earlier frustration melted away, along with the last traces of my sleepiness. I finally opened my eyes. Ready to get up? Yep. Don't worry, I'm okay. Arms, legs, every part of me's fine and working well. With a good stretch, I suddenly pulled them both into my arms. Caught off guard, they let out delighted squeals and chuckles, amidst which I slipped out of our cozy bed. Director Tao and Chang Xing are probably expecting you. The intel department has been working around the clock, and they've pieced together most of what they've found so far. So, darling, who do you think we're dealing with this time? Crazy witch Rosen? Or Theta, that scheming old hag? Scheming old hag isn't wrong, but I feel like every female member of the board of directors could meet that criteria, including Director Tao. Be either. But honestly, it doesn't matter who's behind this. Then what does matter? Method. For us, figuring out how they did it is more crucial than who did it. Ever since the demiurges started gaining ground, not just us, every group capable of utilizing Titan as a resource started re-evaluating their strategies. It's interesting. It's still interesting to me because, like,
In the prologue that I played, they said Genu, the adjutant, was the only person in the entire world who could use Titagen, but now everyone and their mother can use Titagen. Now we've just found out that our opponent had already mastered this level of technique 6 months ago. Don't overthink it. Things work out. We'll handle whatever comes our way. Life has gotten super competent. Gently stroked my back, her tranquil gaze radiating a warmth that never failed to calm my thoughts and ease my worries. Exactly. You're the head of the house, aren't you? So act like it and stop overthinking. If you keep frowning like that, you'll get wrinkles. That's really what she's concerned about. She just doesn't want her adjutant all wrinkled. Hi, Anime. Hello. How you doing? The cat? The cat is napping. Cat is asleep on his perch by the window. I don't want to wake him, so I'm not gonna get up. Benny circled around me, meticulously adjusting my collar. Moments later, stepped back, her eyes scanning me from head to toe. Satisfied, a wide, approving smile spread across her face. There, now you're ready to face anything. How are things going for you two? Everything okay? Bruh, you are asking me to slap you? Do not test my patience. I have a strong backhand, okay? This thing smacks you. Do you see these guns? You see these guns right here? If I were to... you would get it. Mid-game. Besides, there are flat characters here for you as well. Calm yourself. Patience. Steady progress, though it's slow. I'm handling the joint training sessions, and Wednesday's keeping a close eye on the exosuit adaptivity upgrades for you. Don't worry about us, we're doing great. Here. Well then, tonight. Oh my. You tonight. Ooh. Ah, sure. See you tonight. Something's gonna go down tonight. Or no, something's gonna be rising tonight, and it's not the shield hero. Make sure you come back all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yes, ma'am. Troll me and I will get you. There will be revenge for this trolling, Dianime. I promise you. It'll come swift. You won't know when it happens, when it will happen, but it will happen. And when it does, just know there is no medicine for regret. After leaving soft kisses that brought a rosy glow to their cheeks, I stepped out the door. And we're gonna be talking to Director Tao. The hallway was as quiet as ever. I knew that on the other side of the walls, nearly every department in headquarters was bustling with work. Yggdrasil was facing increasingly complex challenges, and our enemies were growing in both number and cunning. Balancing work and the needs of those I held dear, I had to give it my all. See this? See this? Already, we have someone right here for you. Look at this. Dianime, you would look at this girl and you would say perfection, would you not? Stop complaining. Oh, I thought you were still asleep. I was going to fetch you a bit later. Just outside Tao's office. Oh, I know you'd wife her. And yes, Caroline. Dai Anime prefers the petite girls. Just outside Tao's office, I ran into Caroline, hurrying along with an armful of papers. What's all this? Let's see. Notices for assistance with the Beijing investigation, a press release about the company's stock redistribution, and this one, a stamped document for the Home Border Office. Oops. Rattled off the list while mechanically counting the documents in her arms. Load proved too much, and one of the documents slipped through and fell to the floor. It's okay, I've got this. You should go inside, Adjutant. Director Tao and Cheng Xing are waiting for you. Ignoring her suggestion, I bent down and picked up the document. It was a thin sheaf of paper, the receipt from Yggdrasil's finance department tucked inside. That's for Bubu's family. Her hometown isn't nearby, so we had to go with physical copies. Got it. Alright, see you later. See you. Familial compensation. Term I hadn't thought of, what felt like forever, suddenly resurfaced in my mind. Forced the emotion down and pushed open the door to Tao's office. Adjutant. Oh, Cheng Xing, she's blushing. She excited to see the adjutant? How are you feeling? Fine, nothing to worry about. Let's get straight to business. I've made some headway on what you asked me to investigate. The Ji family's ancestral property in Beijing. It was indeed a mining operation. About half a century ago, was abruptly shut down overnight. Every piece of related information, documents, records, witnesses, was deliberately erased or buried. Beta. Oh yes. Obviously she was involved. Yes, following this thread, she is almost certainly involved. I'm still digging deeper. I'm reaching out to some black market intelligence dealers to see if they can offer any useful leads. What about your family? Your elders, are they willing to share anything? It's yet another strange thing I was going to report. Can't get through to anyone back home anymore. Snap. How come? Didn't they just send you a family letter not too long ago? They did. But when I tried calling to ask about the letter, I couldn't get through to anyone in the family. I have no idea what's going on. Shit. Aw shit, here we go again. Let's not assume the worst just yet. If someone's targeting Yggdrasil, they'll reach out to you or me sooner or later. I agree. Don't let this distract you, Adjutant. It's probably nothing to worry about. You know what? Anytime someone in a game, a movie, a book says it's probably not something to worry about, it always winds up being something to worry about. Alright, so what's the situation here? I turned to Tao, who had just slid a peculiar object across the table to me along with a report. A tooth from the Iron Ouroboros. Thanks to your investigation in Beijing, Bubu's data uploads are now complete. The head of the engineering department personally reconstructed this object from the data. Iron Ouroboros, huh? Sticking with that name from the story? It's already stuck. Take a look at the report. That's where things get interesting. Following her suggestion, I picked up the report. Content immediately caught my attention. Has been confirmed that the components which could not be reconstructed due to the lack of necessary materials contain the same substance found in the composition of Woden's remains. Oh dear. So, Demiurge remains. Awakening dust? No, this doesn't make sense. It's impossible for Rosen to have created something like this 6 months ago. Unless it was an early stage prototype, starting with the arthropods, crustaceans, then gradually progressing to higher life forms. It's a standard R&D approach. And the precise manipulation of Tytogen you saw earlier in the spindle system, that has Rosen Quarena written all over it. Targeting an entire region, manipulating the locals' beliefs, playing mind games for personal gain. That's also her style. It's been 6 months. Plenty of time for new variables to emerge. Do we have any lead on Theta's whereabouts? Already on it. We have also sent operatives to the G family's former property. You need to take a breather. For now, the safest move is to focus on the spindle system, the new exosuit, and the joint training program. Fritia's adapting well to her turbo exosuit, and Yao's performance metrics are becoming more precise, which will guide the next phase of her exosuit development. In just 1 day, the 3 of you achieved what previously required a full battlefield deployment. The spindle system is currently the safest and most reliable way for Heimdall to carry out missions. Boo Boo. Didn't she upload 3 complete independent datasets? When can I start with the second one? No. Sighed, rubbing her temple, as she softly called my name. Easy. There's no need to rush. You don't have to push yourself this hard. And the adjutant is gonna disagree, right? We're already sending out compensation to families. How am I supposed to take it easy? Boo Boo's condition is improving. It isn't as bleak as you think. I'm watching her. It's only a matter of time before she wakes up. But if you are this worried, all the more reason to slow down. For her sake. Because I'll need you to... Oh, am I gonna interrupt her? I'll do it. Tell me how. Fritia must have told you the spindle system is far from perfect. As its first users, feedback from you 3, any changes you experience is crucial to its refinement. Promise me you'll take a few days off. Spend time with Fritia and Yao. Ask them if they've noticed any subtle changes in themselves. Even the smallest details can help. With more data, we can continue to improve the system and keep everyone involved safe. You will be able to get out into the field sooner for hands-on operations. Other than handling the various trivial matters of the company, that's all I can do for you now. You've said it yourself. Yggdrasil's like one big family. And in this family, we don't pile all the tough tasks onto one member. Damn. Tao's reminding the adjutant of something he said himself. This goes to show you the adjutant's a martyr. On all the work. Oh, here's Nita. We haven't seen her in like forever. Ow, is she injured? Man, joint training is one thing, but now the company's tacked on extra special training? We've got drills tonight, too. Back's gonna give out at this rate. Poor Anita. Poor Anita. So, and I'm guessing they're building her the exosuit that we see in the in chapter 15. Half an hour later, I returned to the base hall. It was just past noon, and the place was practically deserted. Except for Nita. She was bracing her hands on the back of the sofa, bent forward with one leg stretched high behind her, clearly working through some seriously stiff muscles. Nita. Oh, my sacroiliac joint. Ow, my pelvis floor muscles. Pelvis floor muscles. Nita. I can't skip this stretch. If I don't loosen up, I'm gonna be miserable all afternoon. Nita! Yes, sir! What's she doing? Her response was so sharp and loud, it could have been featured in a Heimdall promotional video. Rubbing my ear to ease the ringing, I couldn't hold back a wry grin. Geez, Adjutant. Almost gave me a heart attack. It really has been a long time since I've actually seen Nita. Yeah? Well, you almost deafened me, so consider us even. Doing? Just stretching out? These drills lately have been hell. I'm sore all over. I tried booking a neuronics therapy session, but they told me you wouldn't have an opening in the next 2 months. Oh, neuronics therapy. So I think at the base, the adjutant can massage the ladies in his squad in the Heimdall force. I think that's what this is. Hey, since you're here, how about giving me a quick rub? Come on, just a little massage. 2 minutes, tops. Before I could respond, he had already saddled up, clinging to my arm and flashing a grin. Her face was flushed from the workout, radiating an unusual charm up close, which I have not been able to progress very far. Like, I've massaged every single character that I can right now, but I'm not at a high enough level to do the more advanced massages, so I'm stuck. I do like that massage minigame. Alright, come closer. I want to tell you something. Huh? What is it? About the therapy reservation. Uh-huh. I'm listening. There's a way to cut the line. What? Nita didn't know this. Poor Nita, she had no idea. Shh. Hush, hush, gotcha. Cut the line. When no one's looking, just sneak your name tag to the front of the queue. You'll be up next week. No wonder I've been waiting forever. You're the best, Adjutant. I knew you had my back. So wait, has everybody else been doing this except her? Poor Nita? Glad to help. Just don't get caught. Uh-huh, got it. Now, I need to ask you something. Have you seen Fritia and Yao? I'm looking all over for them. Huh, that's weird. Professor Fritia should be in her room. She woke up earlier this morning looking kind of out of it. Maybe low blood sugar or just tired. She wandered around a bit and then went back to get some more shut-eye. As for Yao, definitely sleeping. She raised a hand and pointed at the ceiling. So she's on the roof? Yes, on the roof. Yep. He said the simulated sunlight in that system doesn't cut it. And real sunshine on the roof's more her thing. Gonna go up there to see her? Yeah. And if Fritia wakes up, let her know, okay? Got it. I do like that smile. Remember, your name tag to the front. I mimed the action, and she responded with an even brighter grin. With that, I made my way to the stairs leading to the roof of the base. And there we find Yao, sleeping like a lazy bum. Actually, she's probably going to be sitting looking all serious. The sun bathed the rooftop in its warm embrace. Yao was the only one there, sprawled on a bamboo lounge chair, legs stretched out straight, her fair skin almost gleaming in the sunlight. Hey, I was just wondering how long it'd take to find me up here. You knew I was looking for you? Nope, not a clue. But hey, since you're here, catch, Is she gonna throw a drink at my face? Oh, sunscreen. She let out a big yawn and casually tossed a bottle of sunscreen my way before rolling over onto her stomach and settling comfortably on the couch. I see. How's Freetia doing? Still catching up on sleep, I think. Haven't seen her yet. Yeah, sounds about right. We're all drained. And how are you feeling? Me? I'm good. A little higher. Yeah, a bit to the right, so I'm massaging the lotion into her. The afternoon sun bathed us in its warmth. I leisurely applied sunscreen to her back as we traded lazy bits of conversation in the golden light. For a moment, I was caught in a strange sense of déjà vu, as if this scene had played out countless times before, as if all Heimdall operatives were meant to live such a peaceful life together. Hello, you're spacing out. I asked you a question. Huh? What was the question? Said, what do you think of me? Right now, in your eyes. That's quite the loaded question. There's no right now or back then. You've never changed in my eyes. Okay. So what am I like? A pretty girl. Straightforward answer. Come on, I'm serious. So is he. Right, so am I. I finished applying the sunscreen and was just about to set the bottle aside. She suddenly grabbed my hand. Something's bothering you, just tell me. I'll be there for you. You already are. You've always been there for me. Except when she was with the military. She turned to look at me, squinting slightly against the sun. There's something I just can't get over. I'm a Heimdall operative, but here I am, relying on ordinary people to fight and bleed on the front lines, just to dig up intel for us. I would say Boo Boo is anything but ordinary, but I get what she is saying. Every time I think about that agent, Boo Boo, it really pains me. Very heartfelt. Why so quiet all of a sudden? Because I feel the same way. I have had to force myself to face it. Tell me your secret then. How have you managed to deal with it? Rolled onto her side, facing me fully, her hand still holding mine firmly. It's actually not that complicated. Everyone has one life, but not everyone gets to choose how they spend it. Boo Boo, other agents risking their lives out there, and even us, we're the privileged few. We're lucky enough to have that choice. It's true that we're stronger, and we're playing a safer game while field agents make sacrifices for us. That's a reality we can't change. If I let guilt consume me, if I let it cloud my judgment, then I'd be dishonoring the choices and sacrifice of people like Boo Boo. That's just a bunch of pretty words. It is kind of just a bunch of pretty words, but maybe it's still the truth. Want to know what I think of you? I've seen you on the battlefield. Seen you looking out for everyone. I know that you've braced yourself and throw everything aside to protect someone. But right now, we're not just dealing with the remnants of the former board. Got Rosen and probably even sneakier or dangerous enemies we don't even know about yet. God, I would be absolutely terrified if there was someone sneakier than Rosen. That woman's already scary. To beat those who have long since abandoned their humanity, we have to toughen up. Before I could finish, she pulled me into a warm embrace, holding me tight with all her might as if she had never let go. Yao, Just let me hold you for a while. Okay. We're doing this. Right? Cal knows. She's a menace. She's absolutely... I would honestly speaking, compared to Etta, I feel like Rosen is far, far worse. Like, Etta's an AI controlled by her programming and a desire to save humanity. Rosen just wants to, like, turn the worthy few into gods and basically sacrifice everyone else for her own amusement. She scares the shit out of me. The world seemed to pause, and time itself became meaningless. I felt the rise and fall of her breath, the faint tremble in her shoulders. Without a word, I wrapped my arms around her, holding her close. Rosen is the trope of evolution of mankind through the very bad thing, yes. Yeah, Etta just can't understand humans. Very fucked up understanding of humans. But yes, Rosen is basically, we're gonna evolve mankind by slaughtering mankind. He stayed like that for what felt like forever, until her breathing calmed and the sun dipped further west. Slowly, gently, we let go of each other. Die, anime. I will come over there. Though Etta is also the only salvation humans can get is... This is also true. This is also true. She's just like, I gotta digitize all you guys. Sorry. You all are gonna come to Valhalla where you're just gonna like mesh together as one massive consciousness. Crazy because you're wrong. Wrong. Let's head back. Sure. And you should check on Fritia too. This more than I do. I know. Our footsteps faded away. The rooftop returned to its quiet stillness. But the void in our hearts had been filled with each other's warmth. Fritia, it's your turn. Stayed strong, holding back your emotions throughout the mission. Now is the time to open the door and let me in. Fritia, I'm coming in. Is this me going into her room? Looks like it. Looks like it. So we got one more, I think. One more. File 1. Grab this first, though. Claim all of these. Claim all this. Now. So I think this is us going into Fritia's room. Yep. When I entered Fritia's room, she was lying quietly on her bed. If not for the faint glow emanating from the spindle headset she was, could have easily passed for someone deep in sleep. 10 minutes earlier, a spindle system technician had rushed to me, reporting that someone was still accessing the first dataset uploaded by Boo Boo. It didn't take long to confirm that the user was none other than... Unlike the last time, she had been stuck in the system with dangerously high theotropic nerve activity. This time, her vitals were completely stable. So stable, it barely felt like she was immersing her consciousness in the system at all. After ensuring all emergency measures were in place, I entered her room with a headset in hand. Now, I needed to dive deeper into her psyche too. I let myself relax, lying down naturally beside her. Then I put on the headset. If she wanted to linger in that simulated world, I'd go in and find her. Then... And then what? What? Don't leave me in suspense! Actually, I saw her the moment I re-entered Beiting. She was standing on the edge of a massive boulder, perched high above the canyon. The simulated environment was bathed in the stillness of night. She stood there alone, quietly gazing down at the canyon below. I climbed the stone steps, winding up the mountain path, each step bringing me closer to her. Closer until I was behind her, and then by her side. Close enough that if she tilted her head slightly, her smile would fill my entire view. What's on your mind, Fritia?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I'm
Ooh.
fine. I just slept long enough and thought I could use some fresh air.
We're getting voice acting again. It's so weird that they just choose like these small segments to give us like actual voices.
The sky here is so beautiful, and the space feels endless. Even just standing on this cliff doing absolutely nothing feels so nice.
Well, that was weird. Nice. In what way? Those are the best convos anyway, so I'm okay with that. I just find it a little odd that they've been selecting like very specific conversations and dialogue to have voiceovers with. I took another step closer, close enough to catch the scent of her.
In the way that it freshens my heart and soul.
Here you go, Dai Anime. Enjoy, feast your eyes on Professor Fritia. Enjoy yourself.
These past few years, I've been cooped up at the company, either on missions or buried in research. And during the rare downtime, I've always stayed holed up in the base. It's been such a long, long time since I felt free enough to just breathe like this. Don't worry. I'm really just...
Did I pick her up? No, I hugged her. Okay. There was no need to hesitate. In moments like this, nothing felt more right than wrapping her in a simple and... This was what we both needed most right now.
Adjutant, you...
Oh, shut your face. Her surprised yelp softened into a long, relieved breath, released onto my chest along with the trembling of her shoulders and the rhythm of her heartbeat. A little better now?
Hmm.
Her soft reply was all the reassurance I needed. I loosened my hold slightly, resting my chin gently on top of her head, savoring this rare moment of peace with her.
Such a naughty student.
The way she says naughty student. I know she's a little too innocent for any of that, but still. What's that?
Nothing. I was just thinking. Thank goodness that Professor Fritia is just a nickname. Unlike adjutant.
Oh.
Those 3 syllables represent the most genuine, most dependable presence in any world, simulated or real.
Thank you for that. You don't like your nickname?
What? I love it. I love it so much.
Gave me a gentle nudge with her forehead, her expression brightening as a growing smile replaced the shadows that had lingered there. Good.
But I'm starting to feel like there's not much left for me to teach you.
I'm thinking of blocking this guy. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of dissing. Maybe I should put another rule: no trolls allowed in my streams.
You're sharp, unpredictable, and always marching to the beat of your own drum. It's impossible to figure out what's going on in that head of yours.
And what about you, Professor? What's going on in that head of yours?
Me? What's in my head?
Probably lots.
Hey, don't flip this back around on me. You're so good at making little quips just to change the subject. I'm not thinking about anything.
So head empty is what I'm hearing here? Really? Not thinking about anything, overthinking everything. I eased my hold on her and lowered my head, meeting her gaze as she looked up at me.
Yeah, I'm overthinking it. That's right. I'm overthinking everything.
Well, you enjoy your small boobs. She murmured to herself, then turned around and sat down at the edge of the cliff. Yes, someone with lowly obsession is a flag. Yes, a flag. What kind of flag is that? What are you thinking? You want to talk about it with your naughty student? Your naughty student. I'm just glad that wasn't in quotations.
Then, come sit next to me.
Without looking back, patted the empty spot next to her invitingly.
Come on, sit with me already.
Now, I am part of the Tall Hot Women's Club, so outside of a few exceptions, most of my favorite characters are busty and lusty. Or I should say, big and busty makes me lusty. I didn't move, so she turned and craned her neck impatiently, urging me again. I joined her at the cliff's edge, letting my legs dangle freely into the open air as I tried to relax.
Tell me, Adjutant, if a scientist starts doubting their own beliefs, what should they do?
Yes, basically the exact opposite of you. I would say some of the I don't have a whole lot of exceptions, but Roxy McGurdia, Rebecca from Cyberpunk, Tatsumaki, Freyren, obviously. Konako Tojo from High School DxD. And then Chocola and Vanilla from Nekopara are the exceptions I can name off the top of my head. You know, I'm not I love Megumin as a character, but I'm not all that attracted to her. So when it comes to Konosuba, Wiz is best girl. I'm gonna say this right now. Wiz is best girl. Wiz the Lich is best girl in Konosuba. She's my number one. Beliefs.
Yeah, beliefs. In science, in objective truths, and in whether the world they live in is even real.
Glanced at me, then began to unravel, confusion weighing on her mind.
You see, science and superstition, they're always seen as opposites, aren't they?
I guess so. Right.
People who value and practice science approach the world with logic and curiosity. They dig deep, driven to understand themselves and everything around them. Superstitious people, on the other hand, tend to start with reverence, fear, and fantasy before even attempting to seek knowledge.
You know what? I'm beginning to think that the reason this company hired British people to do their voice acting is because the British voices are just hot. Like they're just sexy. Whether you're a man or a woman, they just do things to you.
shy away from the unknown and even choose to cling to wishful thinking for things that could easily be explained with a little effort and reason. They'll even go so far as to make up elaborate rituals and stubbornly follow them, convinced these will protect them from misfortune or bring good fortune. By that logic, scientists and the superstitious are fundamentally different. The lines between them should be clear, right? For someone like me, superstition should be demystified, explained, and snuffed out completely. That's just how it should be. But now, I'm not so sure anymore.
Not so sure anymore.
Since we set out, made our way here, and encountered the Beating Border folk, no, maybe it started even before that.
That anime, you can't look at this and not tell me that Pretty is a cutie.
Back in Containment Zone Aleph, in Yerus and in New Hentero, during my post-mission analyses for those large-scale operations, I saw how the locals lived.
I feel like my place and my position has been taken.
But this time, it's so much clearer and stronger. It's left me with a question I can't shake. Why is it that, even though we're all living in the same world, our understanding of it can be so vastly different? Of course, I've heard of the curse of knowledge, that once you've learned something, you can never truly unlearn it. That knowing changes you forever.
This is probably true for most people, but not for me. I forget everything I learned in like 10 days.
But this isn't about bias
Unlike our favorite
or
goldfish.
perspective. What I don't understand is, why does the same world appear so different to me and my colleagues in the lab compared to how it seems to these people? Science teaches us to question everything, to approach the unknown with insatiable curiosity and a relentless drive for knowledge. But that curiosity, it doesn't come from science itself. It comes from being alive. As long as someone's alive, they should naturally want answers. Real answers. In other words, we should all be curious by nature, shouldn't we? We should all want to learn, to know. But these people...
We have faith. Faith in things that, to us, are so transparent we can see through them at a single glance.
Right. Faith. Their faith is so strong that it made me start doubting myself. Could it be that I'm the one who's wrong?
I watched as her body language, tone, and expression shifted from firm resolve to hesitant uncertainty. I knew that, even if I had to say something entirely off the mark, I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. Meeting her gaze, I gave her my answer. Everyone has to find their own way of living, deciding what to believe in, what helps them survive. Maybe it's never about being right or wrong.
What are you saying? It's never about being right or wrong? Wait, you're playing word games, Adjutant?
I don't think he is. Her instinct was to cling to her own understanding, but the thoughtful nature she couldn't suppress quickly took over.
If we go with your theory, then wouldn't science just be another kind of faith?
Well, maybe I should rephrase. What I meant was...
No, hold on. Let me think this through on my own.
Oh gosh, okay, so I'm not gonna say anything.
If science is a type of faith,
Oh, that's a cute. I would not be able to do that.
I get it now. It's actually true. Yeah, it makes sense.
But someone gets it. She didn't give me a chance to argue. Instead, she dove headfirst into her own thoughts and analysis, quickly arriving at her own conclusion. What's so funny?
I'm laughing at myself for being so stupid. Professor Freesia is such a dummy. An idiot who belongs locked up in her lab. It will serve me right if I never grow tall.
Bro, did you not see, like, the last image of her before we switch back to this one? Man. I will say, though, that if she called me stupid, I'd probably blush. Freetia, don't say that. Don't have to pretend.
No, really. I'm not pretending. I actually get it now. I mean, people need an ethos to live by. You could consider an ethos as an all-encompassing term for our various desires. And driven by their ethos, every single individual does all kinds of
Water
different things,
finished.
right? And no matter what we do, we face challenges. Even something as basic as eating takes effort to chew and swallow. Without that drive, people would just become lazy, lock themselves away, and drift through life without purpose.
You know what that sentence reminds me of? I remember reading a Merryweather comic where I think someone gets sent to the future and like they meet this really friendly robot and then they're gonna like go off somewhere and then like a while later you see this girl still like completely dead, locked away in cyber reality with like attached to her, feeding her nutrients.
The harder the challenge,
Grim
the
image.
stronger your ethos has to be to push through it. And science? Scientific research is one of the hardest challenges of all. Or maybe I should say, it has no endpoint, no finish line. So, as a researcher, I, Freesia Ignis, need a strong and constant ethos to support myself. And an ethos of that caliber can only be found within the most unwavering faith. That means I can think of science as my faith.
The amount of changes done to this script throws me off. I'm reading the subtitles, and it's just not meshing with what she's saying.
I'm not a weirdo, and they're not lunatics. We're all the same, aren't we?
I don't know. I think Freetia's, honestly. Oh. Seems like Professor Freetia is ready to launch a new lecture series. Theoretical research with Heimdall's Master of Logic. Think.
Master of logic? There you go again with your nonsense, Adjutant.
Laughing gave me a playful punch before leaning back and letting her body rest against the ground.
Aw, when I think about it that way, I can't help but feel a little jealous of the forebears and pioneers who laid the groundwork for modern science.
Jealous? Why? You know, if it wasn't for the fact that the adjutant can't talk, I'd probably put this on auto.
Give me that. You know exactly why.
Do I know exactly why? Her widened eyes bore into me, as though she was looking at the worst actor in the world. I don't.
It's because of time, of course.
With a sudden burst of energy, she sprang to her feet, standing. Oh, they have to put it in parentheses because she's so freaking short, and gazing down at me with sincerity and intensity. Time.
Yes, time. In an era of peace, the purpose of scientific research is to benefit humanity, to alleviate suffering, and to create better living conditions. But now, What is science being used for in this era? Killing? Fighting? Power? Money? Or something even worse?
No, wait, hold on. People who exploit their status and talents as top scientists to serve the wrong causes have fundamentally strayed from the right path.
What if I've strayed from the right path, too?
Oh shit. Cut me off. Her words shattering the light-hearted atmosphere we had shared moments ago. What lingered wasn't tension, but ambiguity that was difficult to define. I couldn't help but rise to my feet as well, meeting her gaze as I searched her serene expression for a truth that always seemed just beyond my reach. You haven't, Fritia. Fritia, I know. Never do that.
That's why I just called myself an idiot.
I'm surprised she didn't say idiot. You idiot. Her smile was so genuine, so sincere, that it only deepened the mystery of her thoughts.
There's this cruel world, relentless enemies, companions who keep growing stronger. And then there's me, just running in place.
Like a hamster on a wheel.
What? Am I not allowed to make mistakes? To lose my cool? To be blinded by the things I truly want? By the people and dreams I long for? I feel so lucky, yet so unlucky at the same time. I didn't get to live in an era of peace for long. I never had the chance to truly learn what mindset a scientist should adopt when facing challenges.
It's pretty young.
Hey, how old is Fritia anyways? I'm pretty sure she's an adult, but I don't know how old she...
Every step I've taken to get here, it wasn't fueled by logic or reason. It was pure obsession. No, it was more like superstition. Yeah, that's it. I've been clinging to my own kind of superstition all along. Before I met you, they called me a prodigy, a genius. But those labels, they didn't help me
19.
grow.
Okay.
They held me down. I moved forward just to protect those labels. Sometimes with happiness, sometimes with pain.
I'm assuming with her age, we're talking about like current age where the story is at and not where it began? Or are we talking she was 19 at the beginning of the game? I think quite a bit of time has passed.
And then I met you. Let's just say that after we met, I learned something important. Some answers only come with time, through experiences, through the ups and downs of life, through the endless cycle of
More
failures
like
and
where we-
eventual acceptance. Only then can you make
Okay.
peace with yourself.
So in that case, she's probably around 20 or 21, I'd guess. Because I think... Right, it's gonna be... Well, so I think at least a year had to have passed after chapter 10. I don't know how much time passed in like the chapters after that, because they don't give you like a defined sense of it, but I think at least a year had passed between chapters 10 and 11. Yeah, 11 and 12, I want to say. Between when we did that research lab and then had to go to Yaris. I think there was a pretty massive gap.
And what carries a person through that journey is their faith. It doesn't matter if it's tradition, superstition, or science. In the end, it's all the same.
Then, what matters to you?
Not telling.
Not telling? Oh, that's not fair.
He gets it. That's just plain unfair.
Some things need to be said in the right place at the right time. It took me so long to sort out my feelings and admit them to myself. So at the very least, it should happen in a spot that belongs to you and me. A moment surrounded by blessings, with witnesses to bear it.
Blunt, candid, heartfelt, intense. Just when I was least expecting it, suddenly opened her heart to me. Her sincerity was overwhelming. Being me momentarily speechless. Also, Dai Anime, dare I tell you how old Roxy McGurdia is?
Adjutant, look!
What am I looking at? Before I could respond, she had already shaken off any lingering hesitation or doubt, fully embracing the joy and relief of opening her heart. Wow, that's some huffing. What is... She grabbed my arm, pulling me along as she ran down the cliffside. No, she's expired. I'm sorry, you can't have her. She's too old for you. Leading me toward the beautiful landscape we'd just been admiring. A beauty pure, timeless, and breathtaking.
How nice. Even though it's just a single ray of sunlight breaking through, it feels so warm.
No, you made your rules. If someone is too old, they're too old. They're expired. They don't work. You can't break your own rules now. If you break your own rules, you can't expect anyone to ever trust you. Roxy McGurdy is too old for you. Don't worry, I'll take care of her. Oh, you're happy now, aren't you, Fritia?
Of course I'm happy. How could I not be? I'm surrounded by sunshine right now.
Oh, and her nickname is Little Sunshine.
Over there, the sun rules in the sky.
That's too bad. No, you can't break your own rules. If you impose rules upon yourself, then you must do them. If you break your own rules, you cannot be trusted. I can never trust anything you ever say then.
While here, you reign over my heart.
You got the fleshy snaggletooth again. Alright, there we go. All done. So the next chapter we'll do is Maze of Darkness, which we're going to do tomorrow. No, wait. We're not going to do it tomorrow because tomorrow's Thanksgiving and I'm not going to be here. I forgot about that. So I will not be around tomorrow because Thanksgiving. So Friday is when we will do this again. I'm just going to quickly go through all of these. I've been doing this just so I can get those things. We're gonna grab everything I possibly can with my dailies. Grab this. Then yeah, we're good. Okay. That is it. We are officially finished for the day. I know it says I've been streaming for like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but technically, I think I was streaming for like an hour and 30 before my computer shut down. So we've been here for about 4 hours, give or take. I think that's a good amount of time. So tomorrow, I'm gonna have to get her. Wait, it's up right now? I didn't see that. Hang on a second. We're gonna go back in real quick. Real quick. Hang on. Let me shift this. Can I get this? I think I've got enough for at least one roll. Let's roll. We're doing this. I need at least one roll. Just one. What is with that? Discord?
No alarm.
I need her.
Infiltration?
One echo? Echo. Yeah! Alright, we're rolling. So the question is, should I go with the 100% or the 50%? The 100%. Look at this. Opens her randomly. This has a random chest. 100% drop rate for... So, I will get a 100%. I'm guaranteed to get her within 54 echoes. Or... guaranteed an orange operative within 100. This doesn't seem as good to me. We're going with what the 100% just seems more logical to me. I didn't get her. Motherfucker. All right. I mean, I guess that makes sense because it's the first one, but whatever. That sucks. That's disappointing. Okay. Where's my 100%? Oh, right, yes, because I've been doing the rolls so much that I've already built up, the pity for the 100%. So we're just gonna do that. Okay. I did my roll. I was unsuccessful. Very sad. Sad panda. I'm gonna head off now officially, you guys. I appreciate you all joining me today. Let me grab my cat real quick. He'll say bye to you as well. Never mind. He's sleeping. See here, he is sleeping. We're not gonna bother him. I don't want to wake him. But I will. Yes, Haru is gonna lock soon. I think Haru, you just get her. She's pretty cool, especially because I got Mia, so I get both the characters that are in this this limited edition ending cat stream. That's right. Let's go. So you guys, I want you all to have a great day. For those of you who are living in the U.S., have a happy Thanksgiving. Those of you who are not living in the U.S., I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. Beyond. Thank you, Tin Can. You have a happy Thanksgiving as well, Cal. Thanks as always for joining my stream. I appreciate it. Dianime, thank you also for popping in. And Kagineko, thank you as well for sticking with me. I know we've been having some technical issues. I appreciate you three joining me every single time. Every single time I do this stream. Greatly appreciated. You take care as well. Have a good one.
Two's company, we're limited. In the end, we lay in the end. I seen the end before the beginning, but I began anyway. I began. 'Cause all it took was a love, and for you to say The quieting down is compromising me now. It's compromising me now. 'Cause I want everything now. Because I want everything now. But the quieting down is compulsory now.
Then get up, get dressed, before work's off my list. What's left to do, just guess. It's you, my favorite bit. I wanna taste you and feel you shake, raising an earthquake. Can't push the brakes when a rush hits. We're going in, we're going in. You keep me biting my cheek, year after year. Only gets better, I'm weak in the knees. We hit the sheets, you on my lips. I'm feeling the heat, that's all I need. When a day's gone, we've only begun. That's the best part, when we get it on. I'm addicted, no denying it. 'Cause you don't cross my mind, you live in it. I wanna taste you and feel you shake, raising an earthquake. Can't push the brakes when a rush hits. We're going in, we're going in. You keep me biting my cheek,